Hey guys, it's Jeb, Coldwell Banker. I'm back today talking about the home buying process. You know, buying a house can be a super complicated process, whether you're a first-time home buyer or a veteran who's bought several homes. So I just want to take a little bit of time, talk about the process in a little bit more detail, and tell you what works in my experience. You know, best practices, if you will, from starting at the very beginning stages up into actually finding your dream home, if you will. So, I always recommend starting with a budget. First-time home buyers, a lot of times they just jump in to the water, if you will, and start looking at houses before ever getting pre-qualified or talking to a lender. And honestly, the first place you should start as a first-time home buyer or somebody looking to buy a home is really looking at your budget, figuring out what you can afford monthly with regards to the mortgage payment, the taxes, the interest, the insurance on the property, any HOA, that sort of thing. So the PITI and HOA if the property isn't an association. And once you have that budget, it really gives you a good idea of what you can afford monthly. And then from there, take the next step, talk to a lender. I always recommend finding a lender through a referral, find, a family friend, anybody that that owns a house that you trust, find out who they use. In my experience, it's always better to work with somebody that is referred to you. And if you don't know somebody, feel free to reach out to me directly. I'm happy to refer you to somebody that I trust, that I know will do a good job for you. Even if you're out of state, I work with a lot of people all over the country, both in real estate and in the mortgage world, that can helpfully guide you in the right direction. But with that said, once you have your budget in mind and you start speaking to a lender, the lender is going to review, your tax returns, your pay stubs. They are going to discuss your down payment, and with all of that stuff in mind, in addition to running your credit, they're going to be able to tell you exactly how much property you can afford to buy. And now, keep in mind, you might qualify for way more than you want to spend per month, and that's why I want you to create a budget initially, so that when you're talking to the lender, to the mortgage person, that you can tell them, hey, look, I'm comfortable paying $4,000 a month. What kind of house does that get me? Can I afford to buy that type of property? Because otherwise what you're doing is you're saying, hey, approve me for the maximum amount that you can. And a lot of times that may be way more than you want to pay. In some cases, it's the other way around, right? You're comfortable maybe spending more money than you actually qualify for, but having that budget initially is really going to help guide you in the right direction in speaking to the lender and being able to ask the right questions to start. And then from there, once you have the pre-approval process complete, that's when you want to speak to a professional realtor like myself. You want to talk to that agent about, your interest in the property. What is it you're looking for? What areas do you want to be in? What criteria of the home do you really want with regards to bedrooms, bathrooms? What's important to you? Is it schools? Is it being close to the park? All of that stuff, right? Because from there, that realtor can guide you, if you will, based on your purchase price and say, hey, look, based on what you want to spend or what you're approved up to, these are the areas that match your search criteria. And then from there, you can make an informed decision on, okay, that works for me, or hey, maybe I need to go search other areas. And that agent should be able to guide you in the right direction. And generally what happens is, that agent's going to set you up on some sort of automated search where you receive properties that match the criteria that you're interested in. So, I always encourage buyers, to see as many homes as possible, and that includes seeing properties online. Look at everything in your price range, in the area that you want to be in, and even a little bit outside of that area, just to get a feel for what's out there in the price range that you want to be in. Because honestly, the more properties you see, the better feel you're going to have for not only the type of home you want, but the area that you want to be in. Because, I've had many clients over the years start here and end up over there because, they didn't realize that where they ended up was closer to parks or in a better school district or what have you. They were only looking at certain style properties. So see as many properties as you can. That's going to set you up, in the best position to find the right home. And then so once you find the right home, that's really when the challenge or the process begins. But because you've got a budget, because you've been pre-approved, you're already probably leaps and bounds above the competition. So you're in a position that when you find the right property, you have all the documentation necessary you need for your agent to submit an offer. And now that offer is going to consist of that pre-approval letter, as well as the agent's going to talk to you about some items on the contract, which I'm actually going to list in the description below to give you a better idea of some of the questions that an agent's going to ask you with regards to submitting an offer. But getting your offer accepted is really the first negotiation, so that's where the process really starts. So once your offer is approved, that's only negotiation number one that has happened. And then once you start getting into escrow, there could be other things that come up that need a negotiation. An appraisal could come in short for some reason. You've got a home inspection. You've got different things that come up that require you to go back and forth with the seller in some cases and negotiate. But that's for another video. This is more or less just kind of guiding you through the process of getting in a position to buy a house. So I'll do another video on that. But if you do have additional questions about getting started, comment below. I'd love to answer those for you, and even if I come back with a different video where I can address those in more detail. So as always, I do appreciate you taking the time to watch, and I hope to see you again soon. Have a great day. Bye-bye.